The Twins' bats are non-existent. They sucked today. They sucked yesterday. They have not been good in their losses. And really, their offense hasn't been great all year. They've just found ways to win, especially behind some great pitching. They got good pitching again today, but the bats just didn't come alive. The Twins lost 4-3. You can see it right here. 4 hits for the Twins, 8 hits for the White Sox. And I tell you what, the Twins probably should have won this game. They probably should have won a couple of these games that they've lost this year. Again, it's the pitching that's given up one bad inning, literally one bad pitch in a couple of instances, and then just their offense has shut down. So 2 problems, right? But clearly the bigger problem is the offense, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But I do want to start with the pitching because Maeda has gone up against 2 of the best pitchers in all of baseball. Honestly, that's no joke. He is 0-2 with a 4 ERA now, but he has pitched against the AL second, the runner-up Cy Young, and the NL Cy Young Award winner. Like, that is just unlucky, right? And Maeda is probably not our ace. I think he was considered our ace a couple of years ago when they first traded for him, but he's not our ace. I mean, I guess Pablo Lopez is, and some of the, weirdness of the rotation and days that they pitch are a little off, and that's why Maeda has gone up against these 2 really, really good pitchers. But, man, he has not even pitched that bad. Yes, the 4 ERA is not great, gave up 4 runs today, but he's really had 1 bad pitch in 2 games. That is it. Today was a little bit of a struggle on a lot of different aspects. Wasn't great today. But it was only 1 bad pitch that lost him this game. And the offense not being existent at all, that's where you give up that 1 bad inning and you suck the rest of the game. So, like I said, Maeda, we're going to start with him through 6 innings. He still got you through 6 innings and gave you a chance to win, especially because this game was 4-3 for that time, right? Gave up the 4 runs on 8 hits. He gave up all the hits. It was Maeda's fault that they lost this game on the pitching side of things. But the 1 pitch that he threw poorly was a 3-run home run for Hanser Alberto. That is why they lost this game. The reason they lost the Sandy game a couple of games ago, their first loss of the year, was because Maeda gave up a 1-run home run, a solo shot to Garcia, and they lost that game because the offense didn't come to life. This is not Maeda's fault that he's 0-2. Yes, he has faced Cease, who is 2-0 with a 1.65 ERA, Sandy, who is dominant, but this is not his fault. Not entirely, at least. Had 3 strikeouts, no walks today, but it was the home run that really bit him. All 4 runs came in the 4th inning. Had a RBI single for Yasmani Grandal, right? 1 bad inning. 1 to 2 bad pitches is what lost the Twins this game, but more so just the offense is so bad. Thielbar, 1 inning, no hits, and a strikeout. And Moran, who bounced back today, did really good. 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, no hits or runs. Did allow 2 walks, but that's whatever. It's just the offense that is absolutely atrocious. And I don't understand it completely because you've got glimpses of hope, right? Larnach. Let's cover him first. Larnach batting leadoff today. He went 1 for 5, so not a great stat line, but still had a hit, still had an RBI, and that was the only RBI on the day because the others came from errors or just bad defense. The White Sox had 3 errors in this game, okay? You shouldn't win a Major League game when you have 3 errors in a game. But Larnach, he is the only shining light on this team. Yes, he struck out 3 times today, but still batting over 300. He's got, 7 or 8 RBI now on the year, pretty close to an RBI per game. He is the only offense, it seems, at this point. Miranda had a hit, 1 for 5. Solano had a hit, 1 for 5, or 1 for 4, excuse me. And Vasquez had a hit, 1 for 3. That's it. And again, none of those were really strung out together. They scored 1 run in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. But a couple of them, they're on errors. Larnach had a single, like I said, and then it was an error show. They scored from first. Nick Gordon scored from first on a ball hit to the first baseman. It went off his glove or he missed it or something, went to the wall, and then Gordon came around to score. That's just a really bad defense to one, cause the error in the first place, but two, allow a guy to score basically on a ball that was still in the infield, to score from first. And Nick Gordon is fast, so credit to him. But it's just like, that's your offense today. That's really, really bad. Gordon, 0 for 4, reaching on, was it the error? I don't know. But Farmer, 0 for 4. Wallner, 0 for 1. Buxton, 0 for 1. Castro, 0 for 3. Taylor, 0 for 4. And if you look at the batting averages for some of these guys, it's like Miranda still batting 200. Like, that's not great. Like, he did climb up a little bit, but still not great. Gordon batting .77. He was over 100 like 2 days ago, but now dropping well below the 100 mark. Wallner still doesn't have a hit in his first 2 games. Castro being in there today, doesn't have a hit in his first couple of games. That's not great. We'll get to that in a second. But Taylor, 171 average on the year. It's just like, goodness sakes, this is a winning team. And if you go back to the lineup that they had a couple of days ago, that's a winning team. Like Gallo, Buxton, Correa, not in the lineup today. Kepler, not in the lineup. Like, the guy's hurt, days off, whatever it may be. You're still nursing some injuries. You don't want to have injuries happen. I get it. It's early, but these are games you got to win. These are games you got to put a competitive team out there, and it sucks that the Twins don't have a healthy team. Like, they just don't, and that's going to be a problem all year. If that is probably going to be the biggest problem all year is injuries. That's what they had struggled with in the past, last year specifically, and maybe even into 2021. But you cannot rely on Vasquez and Larnack and maybe Farmer and Solano to be your offensive guys, right? You need consistency. You need just hits in general, I think. This team struggled today and has struggled because they can't do anything together. They were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. You need to capitalize on that. They need to string things together. They left 9 guys on base. Not good. And when Buxton and Correa and Gallo are out of the lineup, those are probably your 3 biggest at-bats on the team. Like, actually. Maybe Miranda, maybe Larnack are in there. But seriously, those are your 3 biggest at-bats. And we know Correa has struggled too. Like, you're not going to win a lot of games by not having those guys out there. And if they're going to be hurt, you can't do anything about it. But if they're hurt, like, that's where the Twins are going to finish 3rd or 4th in the AL Central because they need those guys. They need those guys. So, not much else to say about this one. Like I said, this is a series they need to win, right? They haven't lost. They did lose the Marlins, but they're still playing like .600 baseball. That's good. But they need to bounce back. They need to start winning series or at least splitting series. Playing .500 baseball is not going to be okay, right? They lost the last 2. They won the 2 before that. They can't be playing .500 baseball the entire season. They need to step it up, and these are the games they need to step it up in. I know it's early, but you don't get as many games against the White Sox as you did a year ago or previous, right? So you need to start winning these games, and you need your guys healthy. That's the 2 biggest takeaways from this game. Like, credit to the pitchers that Maeda has faced. Credit to the teams that have been able to scrape across a couple of runs on 1 bad inning, right? You have 1 pitch from Garcia in the Marlins game. You have 1 bad 8th inning where the Twins allowed 4 runs. You have the 1 guy that beat the Twins on the Astros, which was Chas McCormick, who had a 2-run home run and a single that scored 4 RBI. And then you have this game today where they gave up 1 home run in the 4th inning and another single. Like, that's 4 bad innings, basically. 4 singular scenarios in each of those games where if you would have stopped that 1 problem, you would have won that game, right? And I'm not saying they need to be undefeated or whatever, but like, these are games that you probably should win or at least be more competitive in. Like, you didn't score in the last 4 innings, right? So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you're frustrated too. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully they can bounce back. We'll see you tomorrow.